Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, testando. Ok. Deixa eu dar uma. Drica, Jimmy. O Jimmy é o Caio Hadid. E o Drica. Derica. E aí, galera, beleza? Nós fizemos na aula passada o Grammar, capítulo 5, chapter 5. Foi feito na aula passada, ainda o 3, né, mas no capítulo 5, mas só usamos um livro, que foi o Grammar. Tá? Foi o único feito. Ok? Então, opa, fechei aqui e abri o outro. Pera aí, só cliquei nele e não abri. Now. Então aqui você vai ter várias analogias, né? Eu acho que se eu tiver certo, nós vimos na aula passada no Grammar o Past Perfect. E aqui o Present Perfect. E aí eu fiz uma analogia da diferença dos dois, né? A diferença do Past Perfect para o Present Perfect. E eu disse que usaria uns advérbios, que é quando, antes, que, tipo isso. Deixa eu só ver isso aqui. Deixa eu ver se na minha pasta de milhares de coisas. Não. Enfim, não tá. Tá, mas a questão é essa aqui. Estamos no Present Perfect. Na verdade, antes de eu chegar nesse cara no Present Perfect, fazer esse comentário e as comparações, vamos ouvir o áudio, que é o áudio que vai acompanhar o diálogo desse rapaz, né? Todo atrás de todo o livro, os 4 livros, né? Os 4 livros.
Kit 3. You Tell. Chapter 5. My days have been busy.
Henry, have you got a job?
Yeah, guess where?
Tell me.
I've got a job with my father, here in his repair shop.
Great, Henry. More flexibility for you in all ways.
Not at all, Pedro. Flexibility here doesn't mean anything. Dad makes me work hard.
Come on, I doubt it. Mr. Zuba is cool.
Pedro, I have to go over Cape Town looking for car pieces to fix his customers' cars. I have to go to the banks, 3 of them at least, every day, and in the evening I have to study for school. There are a lot of research to do. Teachers give us a day to give them back. My days have been busy. Oh, I'm stressed.
Easy, boy.
I know, sorry. It's just Nokathula symptoms. I'm fine.
Nokathula? What's that?
My father's first name.
Nossa, o nome do pai dele é engraçado, Nocotula. Entenderam, personas? Esse é o áudio que nós vamos acompanhar. Na verdade, dentro desse próprio áudio aqui, tem o present perfect, have you got, né? I've got. Esse cara aqui é engraçado, porque na Inglaterra, não é presente perfeito, desculpa, tá? I have, eita. De vermelho não, preto. I have got. Eu tenho. É o mesmo que I have. Né? Na Inglaterra, I've got. É engraçado porque eles não falam, eles falam inglês totalmente norte-americano. Deixa eu só. Have got, I guess. Só ouvir mais uma vez que eu fiquei curioso agora.
Kit 3. You Tell. Chapter 5. My days have been busy.
Henry, have you got a job?
Yeah, guess where?
Tell me.
I've got a job with my father, here in his repair shop.
Great, Henry. More flexibility for you in all ways.
Not at all, Pedro. Flexibility here doesn't mean anything. Dad makes me work hard.
Come on, I doubt it. Mr. Zuba is cool.
Pedro, I have to go over Cape Town looking for car pieces to fix his customers' cars.
tá,
I have to go to the
inglês.
banks,
É o
3 of them at least, every day, and in the evening I have to study for school. There are a lot of research to do. Teachers give us a day to give them back. My days have been busy. Oh, I'm stressed.
Easy, boy.
I know, sorry. It's just Nocathula symptoms. I'm fine.
Nocathula? What's that?
My father's first name.
Né? Enfim. Então esse é o diálogo que acompanha todo o workbook. Na verdade, não tem uma atividade relacionada a esse áudio, porque ele fica dividido entre o grammar, tá lá no grammar também, né? O listening. Aqui só tem o texto. Porque na verdade vocês têm esse áudio para resolver as atividades dos outros livros. E como sempre, esse texto para você se guiar e, na dúvida, fazer ele simultâneo com o áudio, né? E preencher as lacunas, óbvio. Qual a dica? Sempre tentar traduzir o texto. Você vai vir outras vezes, para quando você ouvir o áudio, não precisar olhar para o texto, entendeu? Ele ficar fixo na sua cabeça e você saber exatamente o que eles estão dizendo, sabe? O desenrolar todo do diálogo ficar fixado na sua cabeça. Então é importante sempre avaliar esse texto antes e tudo mais. E tentar se guiar só pelo áudio. Como assim? Primeiro, pegar o texto, traduzir, tirar as dúvidas que tem que tirar e ficar focado só no áudio quando for fazer os exercícios de preenchimento de lacuna. Eu entendo o áudio agora porque eu vi o texto e tudo mais, mas eu já vi o texto. Não tem problema, você viu, ficou na sua cabeça. Ouviu o áudio, eu sei o que ele está dizendo. Você vai se habituando com a forma, entendeu? Com a sonoridade, com a pronúncia. Então é muito importante fazer isso. Para falar a verdade, é um passo a passo indispensável. Tá? Indispensável. Bom, passando por aqui, aí vem, né, obviamente, o Present Perfect, que é o carro-chefe aqui. Só que assim, antes de ver o Present Perfect, vamos ver a sequência dos passados aí, né? A sequência dos passados, Present Perfect do passado, mas só passado. 2 aqui, eu vou colocar esse. Peraí, só um minuto, personas. Tá aqui, ó, os dois, todos aqui, tá? Então vamos começar com a escolha, né?
I'm so happy to be home.
I bet. So, tell us what happened.
Well, on Thursday afternoon, I saw the weather forecast on the TV in the hotel, and it said there was a big storm coming.
Yes, that was when we spoke.
That's right. So, I took a taxi to the airport straight away. I wanted to leave before the storm came.
Good idea. Did you get to the airport okay?
Yes, I got there, but hundreds of other people had the same idea. The storm arrived faster than anybody expected, so there were no flights. The road to the airport was completely flooded, so nobody could go back into town. We got stuck in the airport.
Did you think it would be for so long?
Not at all. We all thought one night, possibly two.
Did you have enough food?
I bought some food on the first day, but it wasn't very good by the third day. On my birthday, I had a packet of crisps and a 2-day-old sandwich for lunch.
Poor Mum.
What about the bathrooms at the airport? Were you able to have a shower?
No, the water pipes froze, so after the first day there wasn't any water. It wasn't nice.
That's disgusting. Oh.
Don't worry, I'm clean now.
So, what did you do all day in the airport?
I met some really nice people. We talked, read, played cards. When they found out it was my birthday, one of them gave me his last bar of chocolate.
Oh, cute.
It was a strange feeling having no internet connection, no phone line. It was horrible not being able to phone you two. We're all so used to being connected all the time. It was hard. I know you think I'm on holiday when I'm working, but it's not always easy, you know.
Happy birthday, Mum!
Tá? Esses são os nossos passados. Vê mais um dele. Tem até um vídeo mais engraçado, mas eu vou passar o... para ficar fixado o passado.
This is the tale of Mr. Morton. Mr. Morton is who? He is the subject of our tale, and the predicate tells what Mr. Morton must do. Mr. Morton walked down the street. Mr. Morton walked. Mr. Morton talked to his cat. Mr. Morton talked. Hello, cat. You look good. Mr. Morton was lonely. Mr. Morton was. Mr. Morton is the subject of the sentence, and what the predicate says he does. Mr. Morton knew just one girl. Mr. Morton knew. Mr. Morton grew flowers for Pearl. Mr. Morton grew. Mr. Morton was very shy. Mr. Morton was. Mr. Morton is the subject of the sentence, and what the predicate says he does. The subject is a noun. That's a person, place, or thing. It's who or what the sentence is about. And the predicate is the verb. That's the action word that gets this subject up and out. Mr. Morton wrote Pearl a poem. Mr. Morton wrote. Pearl replied in the afternoon. Pearl replied by a note. Mr. Morton was very nervous. Mr. Morton was. Mr. Morton is the subject of the sentence, and what the predicate says he does. The cat stretched, the sun beat down, a neighbor chased his kid. Come here, kid, come on. Each sentence is completed when you know what the subject did. Mr. Morton knocked on her door. Mr. Morton knocked. Mr. Morton sat on her porch. Yes, he just sat there and rocked. Mr. Morton was a nervous man. When she opened up the door, he ran. Mr. Morton climbed up his stairs. Mr. Morton climbed. Mr. Morton rhymed pretty words. Mr. Morton rhymed. Mr. Morton was lonely. Mr. Morton was until Pearl showed up with a single rose. Who says women can't propose? Now Mr. Morton is happy, and Pearl and the cat are too. They're the subject of the sentence, and what the predicate says, they do.
Viu? Aqui nesse vídeo vocês viram todas as variações do passado. Todas elas estavam ali, menos o Present Perfect. Porque nós trabalhamos o Used To e todos os EDs. Tudo isso foi trabalhado. Brotas. Só aí, entenderam? Só mais um do passado. Vamos entender esse passado aqui. Só mais um. Pensei
Hey
pequeno.
guys, and welcome to a
Esse é
new
engraçado.
video. Have you ever been in a class and your teacher was like, what was the best day of your life? And you wanted to describe your last birthday party and you were like, I have a big cake. But then you were like, this happened in the past. So it should be, have had a big cake. Or have you ever been in a place and someone forgot their jacket and you wanted to tell them that they forgot it and you were like, should I use forgotten? I guess most of us have been in such situations. So in this video, we're gonna make the past simple tense really simple. Before I begin to explain anything, let's watch this very short clip from the series House. At the end of the 8th episode of the 2nd season, Dr. House is talking with Dr. Chase about an incident happened earlier.
When he visited, he told me he only had 2 months left.
Let's hear it one more time.
When he visited, he told me he only had 2 months left.
If I didn't explain it to you and didn't mention that this incident happened in the past, how would we know it happened in the past? Simple. We'll look at the verbs. In that sentence, we have 3 verbs: visited, told, and had. All 3 past tense verbs. But how would we know that those are past tense verbs? Do they have a specific look? Do they wear something special? Actually, they do. Dr. House said, when he visited, he told me he only had 2 months left. We have one regular past tense verb, visited, and it's wearing a red hat. That red hat is the ed ending. Yes, regular means adding ed at the end of the verb. Remember it as the red hat. We also have 2 regular verbs, told and had. Why irregular? Well, yep, they're irregular because obviously they're not wearing the red hat, the ed. They're kind of wild, so they don't have a specific look. Don't worry, they'll get familiar. Any Potterheads here? Let's watch this clip.
I got to finish whatever Dumbledore started.
Can you spot the red hat?
I got to finish whatever Dumbledore started.
Yes, it started. So what we understand is Dumbledore...
I actually had no idea who that was, but I googled him.
Anyway, so Dumbledore had started something in the past. So he's not going to start it in the future. He's not starting it now. It started. The starting is finished now. Game time! Can you spot the regular past tense verbs in the following clips? Listen carefully.
When we played chess earlier, you were terrific, and I can't wait to play you again.
I helped.
When they asked why he was killed, the officer said,
Past used it.
Did no one come to save me just because they missed me?
Did Lord Beckett tell you that?
Did Ross tell you not to let me go over there?
Yes.
Where did they take him?
What did Lucas tell you?
Look, no.
Let's compare all of the questions. The first questions are yes/no questions. Why? Because when you answer them, your answer will either be yes or no. So for that, you start with did. So in the first example, Johnny Depp just wanted a straight yes/no answer. In the last two examples, however, there are no dids at the beginning of the questions. That means those are not yes/no questions. Those are information questions, aka the WH questions. As the name suggests, those lovely questions, A, must start with a WH question word.
What? When?
Where? Who?
Why?
And B must be answered with a piece of information. So when Alice said, "Where did they take him?" the answer will definitely be a place. And when Dewey asks, "What did Lucas tell you?" she doesn't want a yes/no answer, rather she wants what Lucas has actually said. Hold on a minute. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I mean, this is in the past, right? But why none of the verbs is wearing the red hat? That's because they're wearing the magical hat, did, remember? Can you wear two hats at the same time? I don't think so. So the magical hat will take over the red hat and shift the verb back to the base form. 2. When you want to make a negative statement in the past, use didn't.
And you either didn't shower or change.
Demon didn't leave.
Daddy didn't love me.
Let's take a closer look here. Here as well, we have a magical hat, which is didn't. The verbs will stay as they are, base form, no ed, just naked. 3. When you want to make a question in the past to confirm something or to show surprisement, use didn't in a question. Sounds crazy, right? Let's watch this clip from Harry Potter.
Didn't Mummy ever tell you it was rude to eavesdrop, Potter?
So the man here is not waiting for an answer from Potter. He's just shocked by the boy eavesdropping on him. Any The Godfather fans here? Watch this clip.
Didn't Tom tell you I called?
What we understand from the sentence, or what Al Pacino wanted to say, is I called and Tom knows that I called and I told him to tell you that I called. I didn't watch the movie, so he's either surprised or just confirming the information. Let's wrap the regular past tense up very fast and 3 complete the sentence questions. To make a sentence in the past, we add yup, the red hat, the ed. To make it negative, we use the magical hat, didn't, and what comes after it gonna stay bingo, base form, or naked. To make a question, we use you're right, we used it. Game time! Can you count how many verbs Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory is saying in this clip?
Well, we had dinner, played some games, and then I spent the night.
So he said, we had dinner, played some games, and then I spent the night. Yes, we got 3 past tense verbs, which are had, played, and spent. One of the verb looks familiar, right? Yes, we got our red hat right there in played, but what about the other 2 verbs? Where are the red hats? They are irregular. Let's watch some clips and pay attention to the verbs that are used.
They all went home empty-handed. The only...
I thought your time ran out.
I just ate an omelet. Here, I was gonna leave, but then you woke up. Jesus.
So as you can see, those irregular past tense verbs have no specific form, and the only way to know the past tense of these verbs is actually to look them up. Go to Google or your dictionary and type, for example, past tense of a fly, and you'll find it right away. Quiz time! Question number 1. Yesterday, I didn't fly, flew, flying, flown to Hawaii.
We said before that didn't is a magical hat, and we can't wear 2 hats at the same time, but we don't have an ed ending verb here. Oh my god, what's the right answer then?
Wait, here's a hint. We said that the magical hat didn't will take over the red hat and shift the verb back to the base form.
So the right answer is fly.
Question number 2. What did you, did, doing, do, done, last weekend?
Oh, this one is easy. Did is a magical hat that comes with base forms. Therefore, the right answer is do.
Bingo! Let's wrap everything up by answering those questions about yourself. Who did you call today? Maybe I called my friend, or maybe I called Pizza Hut because I was hungry. Name one thing you didn't like about your last weekend. Can you ask me a question using the past tense? As an example, did you go running this morning? Nope, I slept late. Where did you have your dinner last night? I actually ate at a very fun place called my bed. Just kidding. Now it's your turn. I wish I could hear all of your amazing questions. Wait, I guess I can. I mean, not hearing them, but maybe you can leave your question in a comment down below. Graduation time! Thank you guys for watching. You're now an official past tense user. You watched the video, you stayed focused, you gave some examples, so you deserve it. Just keep practicing. A great idea to practice the past tense is to have a past tense journal. Every night before you go to bed, write some of the things that happened or didn't happen with you on that day. We're also for now, so...
Goodbye. Ok. Bom, vamos lá. Vocês já viram todos esses passados aí? Todos, estou passando um passado simples. Eu acho que eu apaguei. É o seguinte, para começar o Simple Past... Calma aí. Para começar, só para recordar, quem é esse cara? Vamos fazer a analogia, a diferença. Ele sempre trabalha com o e o was. Essa aqui é a estrutura dele, né? Positivo, negativo, né? E interrogativa, que começa, né? Começa com ele, ó. Isso aqui é a estrutura máxima. Frases sem o verbo. Aqui a gente está falando do nosso verbo to be, né? Vamos ser coerente aqui. Porque falou do passado, vai falar dele. Já começa com ele. Se vocês viram nos exemplos ali, mostra justamente isso, tá? Se você tem ele, essas são as formas. Afirmativa, negativa e interrogativa. Tá, sem ele. Primeira compreensão é saber se o verbo é regular. Com o verbo regular, I talk. Já fiz isso. Passado, I talked. Perguntas, did I talk? Veja que volta para o presente. Negação, I didn't talk. Não tem o que pensar. Vamos fazer de vermelho o que aconteceu aqui, ó. ED, porque é regular, ou seja, não está naquela listinha de verbos irregulares, tá? Tá vendo? Verbos irregulares. Vou colocar speak de novo. Eu já tinha feito isso aqui e apaguei. Não. Tá? Eu falo passado porque ele é um verbo irregular e ele está na listinha de verbos irregulares. Ok. Interrogativa. Negativo, viu, né? Volta para o presente. Interrogativa. Tá aí, ó. Bem fácil. Isso aqui é o resumo do resumo. Tá? O resumo do resumo. A gente tá vendo direto a mesma coisa. Então, o resumo do resumo, tá? Ou seja, começa tudo com o passado do verbo to be, que é o was e were. Aprendeu a conjugar? Você sabe que com was e were, você sabe que é muito fácil fazer o passado e a interrogativa. Simplesmente ou mudando o verbo de posição ou negando o próprio verbo. No caso da negativa, negando o próprio verbo. Da interrogativa, mudando o verbo de posição. Perfeito. Quando não tem o verbo to be, a primeira coisa a ser feita é identificar quem é o verbo ali. Se ele é um verbo regular ou se é um verbo irregular. Para isso, nós sempre utilizamos uma tabela, que eu fechei porque eu sou especial. Ó, tá? Para isso, nós utilizamos essa tabelinha. Aqui tem tudo, né? Todo verbo irregular vai estar aqui dentro. Por que essa tabela é importante? Porque aqui eu sei como é o passado desse verbo e como que é o particípio dele. Tá? E sei que se o verbo não tiver aqui, ele é um verbo regular e ele vai precisar desse ed para ir para o passado, porque ele não tem uma forma no passado, muito menos no particípio. Entendi isso? Ótimo. Então, o ed só acontece porque o verbo é regular, a forma dele é essa. Usou os auxiliares, que é o did e o didn't, volta para o presente. Tá? Se ele é um verbo irregular, ele já tem uma forma dele oficial no passado, ou no particípio também. E assim como o regular, usou auxiliares, ele volta para o presente. Segundo ponto, present perfect. Mais uma vez, é formado por um verbo have, que aqui, no caso, é um verbo auxiliar, plus mais um particípio, né? Um particípio. Oxi, particípio. Tá? E fica com esse negócio, não tem, tá em inglês. Mais um particípio. O que que significa isso? Significa que tem que aprender também a conjugar o verbo have, que é o verbo ter. Também um resumo rápido. I have. Eu tenho, né? Aí you have. Você tem. E esses três já mudam. Has. Observação interessante. Deixa eu só dar uma cor também nele. Esse tá por causa de azul, né? Não de... Olha a observação. Quando nós vemos na lista de verbos irregulares, tanto o verbo to be quanto o verbo have são irregulares. Olha ele aqui. Olha que observação interessante. Ó, os dois são verbos irregulares. Eles estão dentro dessa tabela. Só para saber. Tá? Então, present perfect, eu preciso de um verbo auxiliar, que é o have, que é conjugado de acordo com o sujeito, mas um particípio. Particípio, nós saberemos se orientando por uma tabela como essa, obviamente memorizando com o tempo. O que acontece quando o verbo é regular? Quando ele não está aqui na tabela? Ele não tem uma forma no passado, muito menos no particípio. Então, nós usamos a mesma regra do passado, que é indicativo. Colocar o ed para indicar o tempo verbal que se encontra esse verbo aí. Tá? Senão não dá engodo, não tem jeito. Ótimo. Então a frase ficaria a mesma que está ali na speak. Seria I have spoke. Ó. I have spoke. Spoken, né? Que é um... Opa! Spoken, tá? I have spoken. I have spoken. Olha que diferença. O verbo aqui conjugado foi speak, que foi para o particípio. Presente, speak. passado, spoke, eu não sei onde eu coloquei aqui, e o particípio spoken. Essa foi a conjugação que aconteceu aqui para se tornar um present perfect, certo? I have spoken, né? Bem na tabelinha aqui, ó, tá vendo? Spoken, spoke passado e spoken particípio. Se viemos aqui utilizar o verbo regular, que está aqui em cima, que é o talk, eu usei talk. I have também, né? Talked. Ó. O mesmo. Deixa eu só deixar isso aqui de... Ó. Ele já ficou com ED aqui. Eu vou deixar isso de preto para ficar... Tá vendo? I have spoken, porque tem um particípio lá já na tabelinha. E I have talked, porque não existe essa tabelinha. Observação, diferente do simple past, quando fizermos interrogativas ou negativas, quando fizer uma interrogativa, have I talked, volta para o presente? Não, continua no passado. Have I spoken, continua no particípio. Tá? Diferente do simple past, esse detalhe, que no simple past, quando você usa o auxiliar, o verbo volta para o infinitivo. Quando você usa esse auxiliar no present perfect, o verbo não volta para o infinitivo, ele continua no particípio. I teacher, e na interrogativa, I have not, separar, spoken, também continua no particípio. Tá? Beleza? Essa é a diferença. Alguma dúvida? Alguma dúvida, pessoas? No question. Perfeito. Então é o seguinte, tem um exercício aqui no livro, né? Obviamente, que é do present perfect. E aqui tem um have been, obviamente been, ele é já automático o particípio do verbo to be, ó. Tá, ele é o particípio do verbo to be. E aqui tem um exercício, né? Que é para fazer com quem? Com ele mesmo. Com o present perfect, ó, as conjugações aqui, ó. Tá? Esse é o exercício. Antes de concluir ele, também eu acho que eu tenho um vídeo de present perfect. Vários, né? Tem que encontrar o present perfect. Não. Pera aí, personas, um minuto. Breakers and Tiffany, contáveis e contáveis to use grammar. Não. Não, vou fazer o diferencial, que são os dois, né? O present perfect e o simple past, mas eu tinha um só de present perfect. No difference between present perfect e past perfect, não. Was past perfect. Não, então é isso aqui.
A common problem students have is understanding the present perfect simple and the past simple. Which one should we use? When should we use it? The good news is, although they can be confusing at first, they're actually quite simple once you understand their differences. Let's take a look at the present perfect simple first. The present perfect simple has three functions. We use it to talk about past events, recent past events, and unfinished states. The first function is talking about past events. To understand the past events function, let's use a timeline. So on the left, we have the past. In the middle, we have the present. And on the right, we have the future. The present perfect simple indicates that something happened in the past, but we don't know when it happened. We just know that it happened sometime in the past between the day that you were born until now. Let's use an example here using the sentence, I've been to Australia. This means that sometime in the past you went to Australia. Now, be careful of the difference between been and gone. Gone means that you went there, but you're still not back yet. Been means that you went there and then you left. And of course, we don't know when you went. It could have been last year or 10 years ago. So when someone asks you, have you been to Australia? It means, have you been there any time from the day that you were born until now? We often use never to emphasize negatives and ever to emphasize our questions about past events. So for example, have you ever been to America? No, I've never been to America. The second function of the present perfect simple is talking about recent past events. We can also use just, already, and yet for emphasis. For example, Mum, have you finished cooking dinner yet? Yes, boys, I've just made your favorites. And finally, the third function of the present perfect simple is talking about unfinished states. Just remember, we use for a period of time. For example, for an hour, for 2 days, for the last 10 years. And we use since for a starting point of time. For example, since last night, since 3 months ago, since the 1980s. Let's take a look at our timeline again so we can understand this better. On our timeline, we have the past, present, and future. The boy met the girl at a certain point in the past, and they still know each other in the present, which is during their date at the restaurant. But they have known each other for 2 weeks, which means they met 2 weeks ago. On the other hand, the past simple has only one function, that is, to talk about finished events where the time is known. In this scene, although the time is not mentioned, Both the boy and his mother know the time of the date. The mother asked her son how his date was because she already knew that he was going on a date. Also, we can use just for emphasis that an event recently happened. So in this example, the boy could have said, "We just broke up." Now, let's take a look at the form for present perfect simple statements. So the form is subject plus have or has or their negative form plus never, just or already. These words are optional. Plus past participle plus whatever you want to write plus for, since, yet, or time words such as before, recently, and lately. Again, these are optional. Let's take a look at some examples. I've been to Australia. The subject is I plus have plus the past participle been plus to Australia. I've never been to America. Here we used never before the past participle. I haven't made dinner yet. Here we used yet at the end of the sentence. We've known each other for 2 weeks now. Here we used for 2 weeks now at the end of the sentence. Now let's have a look at the form for present perfect simple questions. For open questions, the form is WH or how question word plus have, has, or their negative form plus the subject plus past participle plus whatever you want to say plus for. Now the for is optional. For yes/no questions, the form is have, has, or their negative form plus the subject plus ever, which is optional, plus the past participle plus whatever you want to say plus yet or a time word. Again, these are optional. Remember, WH and how question words and for are for open questions. Ever, yet, and time words are for yes/no questions. Let's have a look at some examples. Have you been to Australia? So we start the question with have plus the subject you plus ever plus the past participle been plus to Australia. Have you finished cooking dinner yet? Here we used yet. How long have we known each other for? Here we began the question with how long and ended it with for. So, to summarize, we use the present perfect simple for past events, recent past events, and unfinished states. And we use the past simple for finished events where the time is known. If you've enjoyed our video, please visit our website at umanzu.com.
Essa é a grande diferença entre os passados aí. Ok? Então este é o exercício aqui do Student Book. Tá? É o primeiro exercício, na verdade, depois do texto. Esperando vocês fazerem com tempo, né? Tempo básico. isso aí. Ok, Caio. Ok, Caio. Radit. Completado. Completed. Very good. Very good. Tá? Eu quero também fazer uma observação sobre a diferença dos ingleses, né? Do inglês do British e do inglês americano. Essa pequena analogia aí. Tá? Existe uma diferença entre ambos. E seria esta.
British English versus American English pronunciation from EspressoEnglish.net. You might be able to recognize a British accent or an American accent, but do you know the details of the pronunciation differences? This lesson will teach you some of the major differences between British and American English, although there are some variations depending on what region of the country the speaker is from. British and American English have some differences in the stress of certain words. Listen to the pronunciation, first the British English, and then the American English.
Adult.
Adult.
Ballet.
Ballet.
Brochure.
Brochure.
Garage.
Garage.
Vaccine.
Vaccine.
Advertisement.
Advertisement.
Hospitable.
Hospitable. Some words ending in ILE are also different.
Agile.
Agile.
Fertile.
Fertile.
Hostile.
Hostile.
Mobile.
Mobile.
Versatile.
Versatile. The sound of the letter A is also different in some words where the British pronounce it ah and the Americans pronounce it ah. Listen to the difference.
Bath.
Bath.
Laugh.
Laugh.
Class.
Class.
Chance.
Chance.
Ask.
Ask.
After.
After.
Can't.
Can't.
Example.
Example. The sound of the letter R is also a little bit different. The R is pronounced stronger in American English. Listen to the difference.
Hard.
Hard.
Were.
Were.
Ear.
Ear.
Pure.
Pure.
More.
More.
Chair.
Chair.
Bar.
Bar. Words ending in ization are also pronounced differently.
Civilization.
Civilization.
Organization.
Organization.
Authorization.
Authorization.
Globalization.
Globalization. The verb form of all these words ends in "eyes." In both British and American English, it's pronounced globalize. But British English continues this same pronunciation in the noun form.
Globalization.
And American English changes the sound of the letter I. Globalization. Finally, the T sound in the middle of the word can be different in British and American English. In this situation, Americans often pronounce the letter T like a quick D sound. Listen to the difference.
Better.
Better.
Water.
Water.
Hated.
Hated.
Writing.
Writing.
Bottom.
Bottom.
Native.
Native.
Artificial.
Artificial.
Notice.
Notice. If you want to improve your pronunciation and spoken English in the next 30 days, register for the American English Pronunciation course, beginning April 15th at espressoenglish.net.
Ok, guys? Viu a diferença dos dois em inglês? O interessante da pronúncia é que muitos dos vídeos que eu passo, que a gente vê aqui, eles estão meio que misturados. Obviamente que eu tenho uma preferência maior por vídeos do inglês em inglês mesmo, Inglaterra, mas não é unanimidade, né? Então, já aconteceu de alguns alunos, aí, já até disseram aí, Brotas, I prefer the American way. No problem. Feel free. If you want to use American English, be my guest. Mas a questão é de compreensão mesmo, porque muitas vezes a pessoa está dizendo uma palavra que você conhece, só que você não está entendendo porque ela pronuncia de uma forma peculiar. Embora uma coisa muito interessante a ser observado aqui, o inglês ele é oficial em alguns países, né? E cada um deles tem a sua peculiaridade. Mais uma coisa assim muito importante é que todos eles foram colônias da Inglaterra. Todos. Estados Unidos foi colônia inglesa, todos foram colônia, tá? Então, quem trouxe o idioma ali foi a Inglaterra, né? A peculiaridade. E cada um deles pegou a sua vertente. Por exemplo, o inglês do Canadá é um pouco mais próximo do inglês, não tão, né? Mas assim, do que o norte-americano por si só. Apesar de estar colado, né? Com os Estados Unidos, não é igual. É diferente também. O Canadá, então, né? A Austrália, então, é completamente diferente, né? Putz, dava pra dar uma aula só pra falar do sotaque do australiano, né? A inversão de A para O e de I para A, enfim. Mas é um problema, porque o legal é você sempre, mesmo que você tenha adquirido uma habilidade em um deles, como o norte-americano, como a nossa amiga Brotas, né? O legal é você ter o ouvido para todos os outros, né? As vertentes aí, tanto o inglês britânico quanto o norte-americano, né? Eu prefiro o britânico porque as vogais e consoantes são mais abertas, né? Então fica mais fácil para eu entender, eu acho, né? Também, não sei, para eu entender. Se bem que eu não tenho problema com nenhum dos dois, mas eu prefiro. Beleza? Então esse é o exercício aqui, ó. Também tá dizendo que é fazer orally, mas não. You read and ask your mate. Não tem colegas de classe aqui, então isso já era, né? O que nós faremos aqui é continuar a oração. Vejam, não tem o verbo, né? I have, vai colocar o verbo que falta e depois transformar isso em pergunta. Colocar o verbo que falta, transformar isso em perguntas. Eu também gosto. Certo? Então, aqui vocês... Olha, aqui, como a gente está nesse estágio, quando está no livro 3, fica-se subentendido que o vocabulário, que vocês têm vocabulário suficiente para completar alguns exercícios. Esse é o caso. Eu acho que vocês têm vocabulário para completar isso aqui, né? Porque aqui vai pedir os verbos que faltam. Não tem verbo, tá vendo? She has o quê? Cleaned. Ó, vamos colocar aqui, vou colocar um aqui, ó, tá vendo? O meu tá desfocado. She has eaten. Ponto, acabou. Só isso. She has slept, né? Que é um verbo regular. E para essa ocasião, eu não sei porque que eu joguei a lista aqui dentro, mas deixa eu só encontrá-la. Né? Fechar aqui sobre 3. Então tá aqui, ó. A lista já mandei uma vez, então acho que tem aí. Caso não tenha, eu mando de novo no grupo aí, tá bom. Mas esta é a lista. Para completar este exercício, ó. Ok? Nosso caso tem os verbos em cima. Tá? O meu não tem. Se tem os verbos em cima é melhor ainda. Esse é o uso de Present Perfect, Simple Past, importante. Fica mais fácil. Você tem o verbo. Beleza? Quem quiser mostrar pra mim já mandar as fotos aí, quem fez agora já. Isso aí, Caio. Brotas. Isso, pessoal. Vamos retornar. Bom, já que vocês conseguiram fazer, mandaram pra mim, né? O Caio e a Caroline. Então, mas basicamente a ideia é essa. E na semana passada, o exercício era sobre passado perfeito e presente perfeito. Eu disse que no passado perfeito nós tínhamos duas ações. Não vamos entrar em detalhe agora porque ele não está aqui. Mas tínhamos duas ações acontecendo ao mesmo tempo. Então vamos entender agora a diferença de todos eles.
Difference between present perfect and past perfect from EspressoEnglish.net. Both present perfect and past perfect talk about something that happened before a point in time, the reference point. In the present perfect, our reference point is the present, and in the past perfect, our reference point is in the past. Let's look at some examples. We can use the present perfect for an action that started in the past and continues to the present. For example, I have lived in this city for 6 months. That means I started living in this city 6 months ago, and I still live in this city in the present. We can also use the present perfect for an action that happened before now, when we don't specify the time. For example, I have been to Japan twice. This happened before now, but I don't say specifically when I traveled there. The form of the present perfect is have or has plus the past participle. Here are some more examples. My mother has just gone to the store. Janet has lived abroad for 5 years. I haven't seen the new movie yet. Have you finished your homework? It's common to use the short form of have and has. For example, I've been to Japan 3 times. My mother's just gone to the store. Janet's lived abroad for 5 years. Use the past perfect for an action that happened before a time in the past. For example, when I arrived at the office this morning, I discovered that I had left my computer on the night before. We have several actions in the past. Arriving at the office happened in the past, in the morning, and leaving my computer on also happened in the past, before arriving at the office, so we use the past perfect. I had left my computer on. The form of the past perfect is had plus the past participle. Here are 2 more examples. Let's say I went to Japan in 1988 and 1991, and then I turned 10 years old in 1994. I could say, I had been to Japan twice by the time I was 10 years old. Let's say my husband ate breakfast at 6 a.m., and later I woke up at 7 a.m. I could say, when I woke up this morning, my husband had already eaten breakfast. It's common to use the short form, the contraction '(D), in the past perfect. For example, I'd traveled to 5 different countries by the time I was 20 years old. You can continue improving your English in my Advanced English Grammar course. It has 45 detailed lessons and writing tasks with teacher feedback. Click on the link in the video or in the description for more information.
Ok. Esse é o nosso, a diferença entre ambos, do Present Perfect e Past Perfect. Beleza? Bom, tem mais uns exercícios para fazer aqui. Done, have been. Que basicamente são essas outras páginas aqui, né? Ó, até a 8. Também vou esperar dar um tempo para ver se vocês fazem. Okay. Okay, that's okay. Ah, sim, de boas. Tá bom. Caroline, Camille. Tudo bem, tudo bene, tudo bene. Bene, bene. Certo, pessoal? Tem mais o último. O último serão os primeiros. Cadê esse menino? Tá, só pra fazer uma...
Hello everyone, this is Mr. P. Today's lesson, yes, that's me. Today's lesson is on the simple past tense. Okay, like in did you go out yesterday? Or we didn't go out yesterday. We worked hard yesterday. Yes, it's an action that happened in the past and you know when it happened. So it's our yellow star in the timeline. You can see it right there. So, how do we form the simple past? First of all, we need a helping or auxiliary verb. In this case, we chose did. And did, we use did for questions and for negative sentences. So let's look at questions first. Okay, WH question word if you have one, like where, how long, etc. Plus the helping verb, did in this case, then subject and then the verb. Okay, like in our example, did you go out yesterday? Okay, that's a good example. Negative sentences. Okay, so we need the subject plus the helping verb plus not plus the verb and the object if you have one. I did not go out yesterday. I didn't go out yesterday. Okay, so what happens with positive sentences? Well, positive sentences have regular or irregular verbs. Okay, so we have the subject for regular verbs plus verb plus ed because it's a regular verb plus object. For example, I danced all night last Saturday. I danced all night last Saturday. Okay, how do I know that dance is a regular verb? Well, we just have to learn them. Okay, the same with the irregular verbs. Irregular verbs, you need to learn them, okay, by memory. So the formula is subject plus irregular verb plus the object. Like in our example, I went out yesterday. So went is the past, irregular past verb of the verb go. Yes, that's right, go. Okay, what happens with the verb to be? First of all, let's review the verb to be. I was, you were, he, she, it was, we were, they were. Let's make an example. I was a student in 1990. They were babies in 1990. Okay, these are positive sentences. What happens with negative sentences? We just add not after the verb to be. I was not, I wasn't a teacher 30 years ago. They were not, they weren't students 10 years ago. What happens with a question? Well, we just write the verb to be first. So, was he paying attention to my lesson? Were you home an hour ago? And so there we have the simple past of the verb to be. Be careful, the verb to be is special. You don't need did here. Okay, so meaning and use. When do we use the simple past or the past simple tense? To express the idea that an action started and finished at a specific time in the past. What are some common time expressions used with the past tense? So yesterday, okay, last month, last year, last week, ago, a minute ago, in 1980, for example. There are many, many others. So time expressions and adverbs of time. So examples. I saw Maria yesterday. So is the past, irregular past verb of the verb to see. Yesterday is an adverb of time. Last Friday, the students took their spelling and vocabulary tests. So took is the irregular past of the verb to take. They got married 2 years ago. Got is the past, irregular past of the verb get. These actions are over. They are all finished. So English has two types of verbs in the past tense. Regular verbs, as I said before, and irregular verbs. Look at the following list of past tense verbs, which are regular and which are irregular. Okay, so we have taught. Yeah, that's irregular. Walked. Yes, that's regular. Studied. Regular. Gave. Irregular, very good. Became. Irregular. Cried. Regular. Lived. Regular. Did. Irregular. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Regular verbs are verbs that end with ed, we said. So simple form of past simple, like walk, study, cry, and live. So walk, walked. Study, studied. Pay attention to the y changes to I when you write the past tense. Cry, again, y changes to I, ed, and live, we just add the d, ed, lived. So irregular verbs are verbs that don't end with ed. Some irregular verbs have a vowel change in the past tense. For example, become, became, give, gave, drive, drove, forget, forgot. Other irregular verbs have a different kind of change. Examples: teach, taught, bring, brought, leave, left, hear, heard, buy, bought. For example, Celia bought a new computer last weekend. And some irregular verbs don't change at all. Cut, cut, hit, hit, put, put, set, set. Like in the example, the children set the table every Sunday, and this is present simple, right? It's not past. Well, it could be past also, but I know this is an example of the present simple. The second one, though, is in the past. The children set the table last night. How do I know it's in the past? Well, because we have The time expression last night. Last night. So, complete the sentences with the past tense verb. Number 1.
Esse aqui não precisa mais. Beleza, pessoal? Então esse é o resumo dos 3 tempos verbais, né? O presente, o passado e o passado perfeito. Presente perfeito, passado e present perfect. Deixa eu só ver aqui se vocês colocaram os nomes ali. Conferir. Perem, pessoas. Sim. Stephanie já tinha pedido. Beleza. Então é isso, pessoal. Vou encerrar a live aqui. Muito obrigado pela participação. Fico muito contente. Espero que vocês tenham entendido a diferença dos 3 passados aí, né? O passado simples, o perfeito e o present perfect. Espero que tenha ficado claro. Beleza? Qualquer dúvida é só perguntar para mim no WhatsApp, no grupo, no privado, no caso, né? E a aula fica gravada, caso vocês queiram assistir outras vezes e tal. Beleza? Vou encerrar a live. Mais uma vez, obrigado pela participação. Fiquem todos com Deus. Boa noite.